You're tired of being told to learn more, read more, study more. You've done that. Your phone is full of saved videos you'll watch later. Your bookshelf is full of wisdom you'll apply someday. But here's what no one tells you. Al-Ghazali, the greatest mind in Islamic history, discovered that all of that learning might be the very thing blocking you from truth. This isn't about intelligence, it's about what Al-Ghazali discovered when he stood at the peak of intellectual achievement, the most celebrated professor in Baghdad teaching thousands. One morning, he walked into his lecture hall, opened his mouth to speak, and his tongue refused to move. For 6 months, this brilliant man couldn't speak. His body knew something his mind refused to accept. He was drowning in knowledge, and knowledge was building a prison around him. What he discovered in that silence will shatter everything you think you know about being smart. Here's what nobody tells you. Intelligence isn't the problem. The problem is mistaking intelligence for wisdom, mistaking information for transformation. Al-Ghazali called this the disease of the scholars. And he said it's more dangerous than ignorance, because the ignorant person knows they don't know. But the intelligent person thinks they know, and that false certainty becomes a prison they can't escape. Think about it. You can memorize every verse of the Quran and never let one word penetrate your heart. You can study theology for 40 years and never experience God for 40 seconds. You can know everything about fire and never feel its heat. Al-Ghazali identified 3 levels of knowing, 3 stages that separate the dead from the alive. And here's the devastating part. Most intelligent people never leave level 1. Level 1, knowledge about something. You read that fire burns. You study combustion, oxidation, thermal energy. You ace the test, but you never put your hand near the flame. This is where most scholars live their entire lives. You know about God because you read the books. You know about prayer because the Imam explained it, but you don't know God. You don't know prayer. You know about them, and the more you collect at this level, the more you think you've arrived. 50 books on divine love, and you think you understand love. Meanwhile, your heart is completely dead. Level 2, seeing something directly. Not reading about fire, not hearing about fire, seeing fire with your own eyes, watching it consume wood, feeling heat on your face. This is direct perception. When prayer isn't something you know about, but something you enter. When God isn't a concept you debate, but a presence you feel. This is where transformation begins. But most people are too comfortable at level 1 to risk level 2. Level 3, becoming the thing itself. Not reading about fire, not seeing fire, putting your hand directly into the flame, being consumed. The knower and the known collapse into one. You don't know fire anymore. You are fire. You don't know God anymore. You are dissolved in God. The Sufis call this fana, annihilation, not destruction, transformation. Like wood doesn't get destroyed by fire, it becomes fire. Al-Ghazali told a story. A student came to him, brilliant, could recite entire volumes from memory. The student said, "I know everything about spirituality." Al-Ghazali said, "Bring me water." The student brought water. Al-Ghazali said, "You know about water, you can describe it. But you're still thirsty? Drink." The student drank. Al-Ghazali said, "Now you've experienced water, but you're still separate from it. Pour the water over your head. Let it soak your clothes, your skin, your hair." The student hesitated. Al-Ghazali said, "That hesitation is why you're trapped. Even though you know everything, this separation isn't punishment. It's a state, living in your head while your heart dies. And the intelligent person can build the most beautiful version of this prison. They decorate it with philosophy and theology. They make it look like wisdom. But it's still separation, still imprisonment, still death. Why do smart people stay trapped? Because intelligence becomes a shield. You can analyze suffering without suffering. You can discuss death without dying. You can debate God without surrendering. The more sophisticated your analysis, the more protected you feel. But you haven't done the work. You've done research. Research isn't realization. So how do you escape? First, stop collecting. Right now, today. Your mind is already drowning in information. Every book you read, every lecture you attend, you're adding weight. More distance. Al-Ghazali said, there comes a point where reading one more book is cowardice. You're hiding, using learning as an excuse to avoid experiencing. Tomorrow morning, before you open that book, before you watch that video, sit in silence, just 5 minutes. No input, no learning. Watch what terror rises in you. That terror is your addiction. That's the disease showing itself. Second, choose one practice, not 10. 1. Al-Ghazali spent 11 years on one thing, muraqabah, watching the movements of his own heart, not analyzing, not improving, just watching like you'd watch a river. You don't try to change the river. You don't judge it. You watch. Choose one practice. Prayer, breath, walking, silence, doesn't matter which, but commit every single day, not when you feel like it, every day for months, until the practice stops being something you do and becomes what you are. Here's the specific method Al-Ghazali used. Every morning before dawn, sit facing the direction of prayer. Close your eyes. Place your right hand over your heart. Breathe naturally. Don't control it. Just watch the breath move in and out. When your mind offers you thoughts, brilliant insights, profound realizations, ignore them. Like ignoring a child's tantrum, don't fight the thoughts, don't engage them. Just return to watching breath. Do this for 20 minutes, not 15, not when it feels good. 20 minutes every single morning for 6 months minimum. No measuring, no checking if you're enlightened yet. Just practice. Third, burn your credentials. This is the hardest step. Your entire identity is built on what you know. Your degrees, your books, your sophisticated understanding. Al-Ghazali said, there comes a moment where all of that has to burn, not because it was wrong, but because it's in the way. Like scaffolding around a building, necessary during construction. But once the building is complete, the scaffolding blocks the view. Your knowledge is scaffolding. One day you'll have to let it burn, not reject it. Just stop clinging to it. Stop using it as proof you've arrived. When your knowledge burns, if you are your knowledge, you disappear. But if you're something deeper, something that exists before thinking and after thinking, then when knowledge burns, you remain, and you see what you actually are. Fourth, practice like you're burying seeds in winter. You plant. You cover them with earth. You walk away. You don't dig them up every day to check growth. The intelligent person practices and immediately starts measuring. Am I enlightened yet? Am I transformed yet? Is this working? That measuring is the mind trying to stay in control, and as long as the mind is in control, you're still at level 1, still collecting data, still separate. Trust the process. Trust the unseen work happening beneath your awareness. One day, something breaks through, but you didn't make it happen. You created conditions. Then you got out of the way. When you apply these steps, Here's what actually happens. First week. Terror. Your mind will do everything to pull you back. It will offer brilliant insights, urgent tasks, convincing reasons why this practice is pointless. You'll reach for your phone. Your hand will stop midair. Something in you knows. The discomfort you feel isn't boredom. It's the addiction withdrawing. This is the test. Most fail here, not because the practice is hard, because sitting with yourself truly alone is terrifying. 1 month in, you pick up a book that used to mesmerize you. You read 3 pages and put it down, not because it's wrong, because it suddenly feels like you're eating cardboard. The words that used to feed you now taste empty. You'll panic. You'll think you're losing your mind. You're not. You're losing your appetite for substitutes. The false mind, the one built on borrowed wisdom, is starving, and it's fighting for survival. 3 months, you're sitting in your practice, eyes closed, watching breath, and suddenly you realize there's no watcher. There's just watching happening. No you breathing, just breath, moving through space. This moment lasts maybe 3 seconds. But those 3 seconds shatter everything. Because if there's no watcher, who have you been your whole life? The mind can't answer this, and for the first time, you're okay with not knowing. 6 months. Someone asks you about God. You open your mouth. No quotes come. No references. No carefully constructed explanations. Just words. Simple, direct, true. And you have no idea where they came from. Not from books, not from teachers, from somewhere you can't name. Later, you'll try to remember what you said. You can't because you weren't there when the words happened. 1 year, you walk past your bookshelf. The same books that once promised salvation. You feel something unexpected. Tenderness, like seeing old photographs. You can pick them up now, read them even, but you're not hungry anymore. You're not searching. You read the way you'd listen to rain, because it's beautiful, not because you need it to survive. This is what Al-Ghazali found after 11 years, not more knowledge, less, not more certainty, less. But what remained was real. Al-Ghazali wrote this after his silence. I realized I had been dead my entire life. All my learning, all my teaching, all my brilliance, it was corpse activity. I knew everything about life, but I wasn't alive. And when I finally became alive, I couldn't explain it. I could only be it. And being it required forgetting everything I thought I knew. This is the secret intelligent people don't want to hear. Your intelligence isn't bringing you closer to truth. It's building walls around truth. Beautiful, sophisticated, philosophically sound walls, but walls nonetheless. Those walls keep you safe, keep you comfortable, keep you respected, and keep you trapped until you're ready to burn them down. The path isn't more knowledge, it's the death of the knower. And every intelligent person who hears this feels terror, because intelligence is all they have, or so they think, until they discover what lies beneath intelligence. What was there before the first thought? What remains after the last thought? That's not a prison. That's home. Right now you have a choice. Keep reading, keep collecting, keep knowing about fire while your soul freezes. Or close the book, end the search, stop studying the flame and put your hand into it, not to understand it, to become it. Al-Ghazali spent 60 years teaching one message. Stop knowing, start being. The intelligent person hears this and thinks they understand. They don't, because understanding is still knowing. Being is what happens when knowing dies. The flame is waiting. It's been waiting your whole life. Every book you read was preparation. Every debate you won was training. But now the training is over. Now comes the test, and the test isn't what you know. It's whether you're brave enough to forget it all and step into the fire. If this reached something in you, something beneath your thoughts, something your intelligence can't grasp but your heart recognizes, you're ready. Stop studying. Step in.